At this point, are you in public, private, or homeschool?
I'm in homeschooled.
Now, have you always been like that, or did you try private or public at first?
I've really been in public school my whole life, but then when I got into the 7th grade, I went to homeschool.
And whose decision making was that and why?
That was me and my mother's because it was just like a lot at my old school. At my old school, it was crazy. Like the principal, she was crazy. So like she had to transfer me to homeschool.
Crazy in what way? What do you mean?
Like she didn't like the kids. She would always yell at them, pull them, like be aggressive with the kids. And my mom didn't like that. So we had to go homeschool.
I see. Now, with social media, at this point of the interview, you're like on Instagram for, wait, which platform is your most popular platform for you at this
My
point?
most popular platform is Instagram.
Okay, it is Instagram. And you're over 300,000 followers at this point.
Yes.
Did you have that back in 7th grade or no?
No, I didn't. I just actually hit 300K.
So back in 7th grade, when you were still in public school, where were you on the social media ladder?
I was like in the thousands, like 100.
Okay.
I wasn't that far until I met Monty.
Now, how'd you even get to 100,000? Because I'm sure there's a lot of kids you went to school with in public school, and they're nowhere near 100,000. So how did you even get that before the Monty situation?
Well, it was actually because of Monty. We've been best friends, and then we met at one of my events, and we started collabing, doing dances, YouTube. So that's how I gained my following, because of him.
Oh, I see. I got you. He was already popular somewhat in the social media world? At that time, where was he at on the ladder there?
He was at 600K.
Ah.
I think. I'm not very sure.
I see. Now, you guys didn't go to the same school?
No.
Does he do homeschool at this point as well, or no?
Yes.
He does. He was doing homeschool before you? Okay, I see. Did that have anything to do with it?
No, not really.
Okay, just curious. Now, when it comes to homeschooling, how long have you been doing that at this point for?
Couple months.
Couple months, so it's still brand new.
Yeah.
But even with the amount of time you've done of homeschooling, how would you compare that to public school?
I think it's doing very better than public school.
Really? In what ways?
Like, I get to focus on my work. Like, at school, it was always, like, distractions and people doing everything in the classroom, so I couldn't really focus on my work like that.
Now, how do you do homeschool? Is it your parent involved? Is it a tutor? Is it online classes? How does that work exactly?
My mom actually bought me some books to do, and I also do online.
Easy or hard? Homeschool so far?
It's kind of in between. Like, it's easy some parts, and it's hard at the same time.
Hardest thing so far for you?
Math. I'm not good at math. Like, that is so horrible to me. Like, I'm so horrible at math.
And easiest thing for you?
Language arts and social studies. I passed those classes for the whole year.
Now, when you do homeschool, are you doing this by yourself? Is Monty doing homeschooling with you or separate, or how does that work?
I do it with me. It's just me and my mom at my house. She just sit down and help me do my work.
I see. I understand the focus part, but what about the lonely part? Does it ever get lonely doing the homeschool stuff?
No, not really. Like, I still talk to some of my old friends from my old school, but some of them are just like, I had to cut off.
Did anyone feel some type of way when you did that?
Yeah, well, it was really their fault because they were like being fake and just using me because I knew somebody famous. I knew Monty, and because I was getting the followers and I was a YouTuber.
I see. And how do you cut these people off?
I just stopped talking to them.
Did they ever confront you? Is there a confrontation like, hey, what's up? When you're not speaking back, or good terms, bad terms?
No, it was, some of them was on bad terms, some of them was on good terms.
I see. If somebody's watching this, maybe somebody you cut off, and they're looking at this, and they may say, wow, Queen, she's unloyal. She cut me off. What would be the response to something like that?
I don't respond to haters like that. Cause like I said, I don't care what they say. They can say whatever bad about me, I really don't care. Like, I'm gonna keep going, so you can't stop me.
And you're referring to a previous segment where we talked about that sort of thing, where we talked about misconceptions and rumors and so on and so forth.
Yes.
Now, with the homeschooling stuff, can you graduate quicker than if you went to public school?
I think so.
I know kids, they can graduate at 17 years old, 18 years old, but you know, doing the homeschool thing, I'm wondering if you can graduate even earlier.
Probably so. I hope so.
Now, so far so good with that stuff. What about music? How did music come into the picture?
The music came into the picture when my manager actually invited me to the studio with Monty, and we created our first song in the studio, which is called Best Friend.
And that's out now?
Yes, on all platforms.
And that was your first song ever?
Yeah.
And how recent was this created?
This was created a couple, like, probably when I first started out, but then it just got released.
So how long would you say from now it's released to when it was created? Are we talking a couple months?
Yeah, like 2 months or maybe 4.
Even when you were in public school, ever did music classes? Ever took chorus? Ever took band? Ever took anything like of that nature?
No, I was in the choir at my church, but...
And you were singing there, you weren't rapping?
Yeah, but me and my brother, we've always had a dream to rap. Like, we had notebooks full of raps. Like, we used to rap everywhere.
How young did the rapping stuff start for you?
Ever since I was 3 or 4 years old.
Did you ever freestyle other or like battle other classmates when you were in public school?
Yeah.
How'd you do with that sort of thing?
I did good. Like, we used to have like tournaments, like champion, like loser, and stuff like that.
And overall, how'd you fare? One
As
more
a champion.
Oh, okay. What about talent shows? Ever participate in talent shows when you went to public school?
No, not really.
Never did that.
Nope.
Now, so far, how easy or hard is it juggling the music side of things with the school stuff? How easy or hard for you has it been?
It's kind of hard because, like, late nights I'd be in the studio working, but then when I get back home, I fall asleep. And then, like, 3 hours later, I got to get up and do work. It's kind of hard.
Does your mom take it easy on you, or does she take it...
She takes it hard.
Okay. She's not playing around. She's not
Yeah.
showing you extra love because you got the music thing going on. She's...
Yeah, like, she wake me up. She like, you better go downstairs and get your work done. She said school will come first, so.
Now, any advice? Somebody watching this may be doing something very similar, juggling school and juggling the music side of things. Anything you would say to somebody watching this doing something similar?
Listen to your parents, because all they going to say is, your school come first. That's all they going to say. So you just got to do school first, and then music come along with it.
What about sports? Ever played any sports while you were in public school?
I play basketball, softball, well, t-ball.
Mm.
And that was in track, but that was really it.
How'd you do with those sports there?
Did very great. I actually earned a Steph Curry Award in basketball.
Can you, are you interested in pursuing any of that stuff now or no?
No, not really.
Even though you got awards and were good at it?
Yeah, I might pursue it later on if this don't work out, but not now.
I see. And then as far as relationship-wise, you are currently in a relationship with someone.
Yes.
And you're in a relationship with Monty.
Yep.
And how'd that happen exactly?
After we met in person, because we was talking online first, we basically, like, our bond just kind of clicked. We were best friends for, like, a long time. And then, like, after we kept doing videos together, our bond got stronger and stronger, and he asked me out, so.
When you guys said you met online, we're talking like Instagram as well?
Instagram and Snapchat.
Who initiated that conversation? You hit him, he hit you? How did that?
We just, like, ran into each other on social media. Like, he liked one of my posts, I liked one of his.
I see. And then you started talking and
on Snapchat.
And when you started talking, it wasn't romantic stuff at first.
No, it was like best friend conversation, like, hey, bestie, and like, what's good, stuff like that.
Did people see this coming, though? Did people see this going past the best friend level?
Yeah, because when we first met in public, they was like, oh, they're such a cute couple. Do they date? Do they date? Stuff like that.
I see. What about the fact that you guys look pretty similar to each other?
I get that so much. Jesus. People say that a lot, but we don't see it. Like, I don't believe we're related. If we were related, that's kind of gross, you know?
Yeah, I think that's against the law, actually.
Yeah.
But how much older or younger is he compared to your age?
He's like a few months older. We was born in the same year, so.
Now, when he asked you to go out with him, that's a big step for people, you know, especially on a best friend level. You know, sometimes when people are best friends, they're really just good as best friends, not anything romantic past that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, sometimes we've seen this happen before where someone tries to take it up another level, but the other person doesn't see it like that. When he asked you out, it was instant for you? Wasn't nothing you had to think about? It made sense to you? Or were you one of those, you know, let's just keep the best friend thing for what it is?
Actually, we had a crush on each other, but he was in a relationship at that time. So basically, once he got out, like, he waited a couple months, and then, like, he asked me out, and I was like, had to think about it because we was just known as best friends. I had to think about what that mean. Like, will we still be best friends or, like, scratch best friends?
I see. What do both of your parents think about this?
My mom, she was kind of okay with it, but at the same time, she was like, don't get really too much caught up in it. But his parents, for all I know, they was okay with it because, I mean, like, boys and girls, they're different.
This wasn't a clout up situation, was it?
No.
Do people ever think that?
Yes, people think I'm a clout chaser because he has clout, but I'm not really.
Now, you are doing music together.
Yes.
Whose idea was that exactly?
That was my manager's.
Okay. He was already doing music?
Yes.
Well, you were kind of already doing music as well. You just were kind of like...
public with it.
Yeah, public with it at this point. Was there any pressure on that to do music together? Or
It wasn't no pressure with it. Like, we was both okay with it.
I see. What's been the reaction so far to the song now that it's out?
People actually love the song. They love it. Because they've been waiting so long for it.
Do people think one person's better than the other? Do they think both of you complement each other well?
They think that we're both good together, like we both complement each other.
Has there been a music video shot for this yet?
Yes. There's actually one that just released too.
Now, okay. Just curious, what's the plan? What's the plan at this point? I mean, you got a few more years left of school.
Yep.
What are you overall thinking? I mean, things are happening now with the music stuff, so who knows where that can go.
Yeah.
But even before this, what were you thinking? What was the plan for you, after you graduated?
After I graduated, my plan was to go to college, which I'm still going to do, and just follow my dreams, travel the world and stuff like that.
What is your dream?
My dream is to be a rapper, an actor, and a YouTuber, and that has all happened. But my other dreams are just to become, like, very successful.
And out of all three, what means the most to you? What's the priority?
Rapping.